I started Opow to address a very large and extraordinarily unmet need, which is people just don't know anything about their energy use. You ask somebody, you see people know a Prius is good and a Humvee is bad, but there are a lot of Prius owners with Humvee houses, and they have no idea. And I'm very passionate about the environment. I wanted to start a company that could have a scaled impact on emissions. And that just, it seemed like a huge unmet need that we could build a company to address.
So tell me what Opow does.
So we are an energy efficiency and smart grid software company, and absolutely.
A couple are okay.
So absolutely. Opow is an energy efficiency and smart grid software company. We are dedicated to helping provide consumers with much better information about their energy use, and to use that engagement to drive significant reductions in energy consumption. We sell to utilities, and they, as our partners, employ us to communicate on their behalf to their consumers. So what we have as a product suite is a platform that brings in energy data from the utilities, and today with smart meters, even hourly data rather than just monthly data. And we combine that with demographic, housing, weather, and other local data streams that we can really understand consumers well in each service territory. And then we reach out and communicate to them. We reinvent the utilities website, so when customers come online, they see much better information. We also deliver customized home energy reports that show people information about how their energy use compares to their neighbors, as well as targeted information about what they can do to save energy. When you put it all together, the platform has successfully now, across millions of homes, driven an average reduction of 2 to 3% across this population, which, to put in perspective, the entire wind and solar energy market today in the U.S. Generates less than 2% of the power generation in the country. So it's been a pretty big deal.
I loved what you said there about the wind and solar being simple. That was really good.
Okay.
So tell me a little bit about the Opow platform.
So Opow is an energy efficiency and smart grid software company. What that means is we work with utilities to help them provide their customers with much better information, ultimately to help them save energy and to save money. We work to reinvent their entire utility web portals. We deliver home energy reports that show people their energy use compared to their neighbors. And we power a whole bunch of channels across the utility, from phone to call center to web to texts to email. And what's great about this is that we're driving real reductions in consumption, an average of 2 to 3% across now millions of homes. And putting that in context, the entire wind and solar market today in the U.S. generates less than 2% of the energy that we consume. So it's been a pretty big deal.
So I'm going to get to this later, but it's a natural segue. You've created a company pretty rapidly.
One of the most exciting things about Opow has been how quickly we've been able to grow. And it's largely credit to the phenomenal sales team that we've built and the tremendous efforts of my co-founder, Alex Lasky, our president, who has been on the road for the last 3 years straight. We started with one customer literally 3 months after we founded the company, which was amazing. And then ended last year with 25 and are looking to exit 2010 with over 55 utility clients. We are already partnering with utilities that service almost 40% of the United States. And while we have much room to expand within each of those accounts, we're in a tremendous position in terms of our market share at this stage in the game.
How does the acquisition process of people work once you've partnered with the utility? Is it then getting people to sign up? This is more for my information.
Yeah. So it's an opt-out program. So the utilities pay us to deliver services on their behalf. And the important thing is that customers don't have to then go and request it to get it, because one of the key facts in this market is people don't care about energy use. We're the one consumer-facing company, I think, that really admits that readily. So anything that starts with a customer having to opt in or having to, even worse, buy something, you get a radical winnowing of the participation rates. So we sell the service to the utility, they pay us, and then we just start delivering it to their customers.
So if I'm a utility, what is the value proposition?
Yeah. So I think let me answer another question I think is very relevant, similar, which is well, I'll say.
I don't mean to
Yeah, yeah.
list. Go ahead.
No, I'm thinking that this is actually, I wanted to say this. One of them, what's been very exciting and was not known by us as utility industry outsiders coming to this space initially, is the amazing transformation that the utility industry is undergoing from the 20th century to the 21st century utility. And one of the biggest changes, in addition to the addition of renewable energy sources, is the utilities are having to once again return to running a more consumer-facing business. And it's not on account of some utility magnanimity. It is a response to an amassing of regulatory requirements that all share the same fact that each of the requirements have embedded in them some degree of consumer complicitness. And so what's been so thrilling about this, and just to put some specifics on it, energy efficiency mandates, demand response mandates, time of use pricing and dynamic pricing programs that accompany smart meter rollouts. When you tie these together, every one of these programs need consumers to participate, and utilities are now standing up and saying, we need a capacity, an enterprise-wide capability to engage our consumers. And that's where we've really been able to expand our business opportunity from this energy efficiency value prop to now delivering across all these different parameters and help them.
So how do you think that Opow maybe already has evolved or will evolve in the face of increasing, the regulatory environment or other mandates that are causing these utility companies to shift?
Opow is evolving and is going to continue to evolve in this very large space of between the regulated utility industry and the wild west of direct marketing and internet consumer products. And it's that space in between, that bridge that we're building as a business, and we've built real expertise to interface on both sides. So we have this really sophisticated senior sales and marketing team that knows the industry, the regulators, the utility execs inside and out all across the country. At the same time, we have essentially a consumer software internet startup in our product development and services team that is focused exclusively on delivering the best product experience and information experience to the consumer. And so within that space, we continue to generate more and more momentum as the utility industry recognizes its opportunity to play in the retail sector, and as consumers are responding to our outreach and actually participating in programs and taking actions they wouldn't have done before. And so it's within that space that we continue to expand, and it's pushing into the retail sector, and it's continuing to broaden the offering of information services to consumers.
So the shift to the internet for consumers plays a huge role in your ability to do this. It wouldn't have been possible before, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's definitely so that the shift. Sort of. I mean, the internet shift has been. The existence of the internet creates the ability for us to engage customers much more interactively. But one of the funny things about our business is that we started on paper, and it's been a critical advantage for us because we shirked the trappings of technological advantage and owned up to the fact that the average utility customer actually reads the utility mail 10 times as frequently as they go to their utility website. And so our first product was, in fact, a paper report, which was funny for a bunch of software guys, but it's really worked, and it's what we can count on to drive these reliable savings.
That's an interesting angle, actually.
Yeah.
So when do we get this here? I don't have this.
Well, are you a PG&E customer?
No, I'm in D.C.
Okay, yeah, Pepco's still.
Right.
It's going to be a little while. Okay. We're working on them.
DWP?
DWP we're working with, and that is the most messed up utility, period.